Hello, and welcome to Storytime with Miss J. I hope all of you are having a wonderful Friday like me. If you're having a wonderful Friday, shout really loud so I can hear you, okay? Oh my goodness! I'm so glad all of you are having a wonderful Friday. Now, I'm Miss J, but I want to know all of your names. Say your name really loud so I can hear it, okay? Oh, okay. So we have Amelia and Hazel and Jenny and Trevor and Cindy and Lee and Helene and Art and David and Charlie and Jessica and Nicole. Oh, so many wonderful friends watching at home. Fridays are my favorite day because I get to spend the afternoon with all of you and read you these wonderful, amazing books. Today, we're reading A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, written by Marlon Bundo with Jill Twiss, illustrated by E.G. Keller. This book was made by the wonderful team at Last Week with John Oliver. I love the story, and I love how it talks about being proud of yourself, of who you are, and also your right to vote. Now, let's read the sleeve. Meet Marlon Bundo, a lonely bunny who lives at the Naval Observatory with his grandpa, the Vice President of the United States. But on this very special day, Marlon's life is about to change forever. Oh, I can't wait. Let's get started. So again, A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo. Hello, my name is Marlon Bundo, and I am a bunny. I live with Mom, Grandma, and Grandpa in an old, stuffy house on the grounds of the U.S. Naval Observatory. That's because my grandpa is the vice president. His name is Mike Pence. But this story isn't going to be about him, because he isn't very fun. This story is about me, because I'm very, very fun. This is the story of my very special day. Ooh, and I love that he's hula hooping. Do any of you at home know how to hula hoop yet? It's super fun. My very special day started out like every other day. I woke up all alone. Then I ate a fine bunny breakfast, all alone. While I watched the news, all alone. You see, sometimes old, stuffy houses are also lonely. After breakfast, I hopped to the garden to look at the flowers and say, "Hello down there," to the bugs. "Hello, Phil. Hello, Dennis." Ooh, and Phil and Dennis are playing checkers. I wonder who's going to win. That is when I saw him. He was a big, fluffy bunny with the floppiest floppy ears and the bushiest bushy tail. He was Bunny Beautiful. I was standing still, but being near him made me feel like my heart was still hopping. Oh, and he has cute little hearts around his head because he's so in love. My name is Marlon, I said, but my family calls me Botus. It's short for Bunny of the United States. It's a long story. My name is Wesley, and my family calls me Wesley, said Wesley. Wesley and I hopped together all around the garden. We hopped over daisies. We hopped over tiny carrots that weren't ready to grow up and be lunches yet. We hopped over Phil and Dennis. Oh my goodness, they knocked Phil and Dennis over. We'll never find out who won the checkers game. Once we had hopped through every part of the garden, we didn't want to stop hopping. So we hopped right inside the old stuffy house. We hopped up and down the creaky stairs and made beautiful creaky stair music together. We hopped through the kitchen and maybe left a few bunny prints. Oh, and the chef's like, "What are you doing in here? Get out, you fluffy bunnies." A beautiful cake, too. Ah, we hopped through very boring meetings with very boring people. It was a very good hop. It was the best hop. And I realized something. When I hopped with Wesley, my old stuffy house didn't feel lonely anymore. At the end of our hop, I said, "Wesley, I don't want to hop without you ever again." And Wesley said, "That's funny, because I never want to hop without you, Marlon Bundo, ever again." And we both said, "We will get married and hop together forever." Oh, how sweet. "Hello, everyone," we said to all the animals in the garden. "Hello, Phil and Dennis, the bugs, and Pumpernickel, who is a badger, and Scooter, who is a turtle, and Dill Prickle, who is a hedgehog, and Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog. Hello, all of you. We are getting married so we can hop together forever." Aww. "Hooray!" said Phil and Dennis the bugs, and Pumpernickel, who is a badger, and Scooter, who is a turtle, and Dill Prickle, who is a hedgehog, and Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog. "Hooray!" said all of our friends, because that is what friends say. Oh, and their friends are also dressed up. Pumpernickel has cufflinks on. Ooh. And Scooter, is her shell's all bedazzled. Jealous. "Wait," said a scary voice. "You can't get married." We looked around and saw that the scary voice was coming from the stink bug. Let me tell you a little bit about the stink bug. The stink bug was in charge. He was important. None of the other animals could quite figure out why he was in charge or how he was important, but he was. And that meant he made the rules. That meant all the animals listened to him, even though he was, and this is true, very stinky. You can even see on all of their friends' faces how scared and surprised they are. I know when someone yells at me and tells me I can't do something just because it makes me happy, I'm usually like, "Oh, why are you yelling at me? Let's talk about it." Or what does it have anything to do with you? Why does it matter who I love? It shouldn't affect you. Yeah. And just getting yelled at in general is never fun, you know? "Boy bunnies don't marry boy bunnies," said the stink bug. "Boy bunnies have to marry girl bunnies." "But this is the bunny I love," said Wesley. "And this is the bunny I love," said me, Marlon Bundo. Just being next to Wesley made me a little braver. Oh. "Too bad," said the stink bug. "I am the stinkiest, and I am important. I am the stinkiest, and I am in charge. Boy bunnies marry girl bunnies. Girl bunnies marry boy bunnies. This is the way it has always been. You are different, and different is bad." Gee, so mean. The other animals whispered nervously among themselves. Pumpernickel, who was a badger, came forward. "I am different too," he said. "I eat my sandwiches crust first." "I am different too," said Dill Prickle, who is a hedgehog. "I read the ends of books before I read the beginnings, just to make sure they're not too sad for me." Ooh, and he's reading Old Yeller. "I am different too," said Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog. "Sometimes I sniff butts, and I don't know why." Ooh, and Phil and Dennis are making stinky faces and sticking their tongue out. "Everyone is different, and different is not bad," said Scooter, who is a turtle. "Different is special." "Wait," said Mr. Paws, who is a very good dog, and also a very smart dog. "Wait a minute. We get to decide who is in charge. We get to decide who is important. We can vote. And on this very special day, all the animals voted on who they wanted to have in charge. And the options are the stink bug, not the stink bug. They chose, oh, everybody do a drum roll. Drum roll, keep going, keep going, keep going. Not the stink bug. The stink bug only got 1 vote, and not the stink bug got 8 votes. Hooray, said me, Marlon Bundo. Hooray, said Wesley. Hooray, said all of our friends, because that is what friends say. No, boomed the stink bug. Boy bunnies can't marry boy You are not in charge. See, using their voice and their vote to make change. I love that. So Wesley and I got married. We had 2 handsome grooms otters named Muffins and Cubby, and a flower mouse named Hiccup. We ate and drank and danced the hokey pokey. Oh, Dill Prickle was especially good. Oh, he looks like, I'm enjoying this juice. This grape juice is amazing. Yum, yum, yum. Ooh, and Phil and Dennis are on the cake too. Ooh. And the ceremony was performed by a cat named Pajama, who brought her wife as her date. Oh. After we ate and drank and danced, we went home together. We have to get some sleep, Marlon. Tomorrow we leave on our bunny moon. Because it doesn't matter if you love a girl bunny or a boy bunny, or eat your sandwich back or forward. Stink bugs are temporary. Love is forever. And I love that they're dreaming about their future family together, where they have a little son or daughter bunny with them. And that's the end of A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo. Next week, we'll be reading I Am Enough, written by Grace Byers. Pictures by Katura A. Bobo. I'm so glad that you could all join me on this awesome Friday. Until next time, have a great rest of your Friday, weekend, and next week. Bye!